Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for the 1964 Natsu Basho, that is the May tournament. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel and accessed with a $9 monthly membership. There will be a link to that below. As usual, to sync up the audio commentary with the video coverage, I will count backwards from 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I will click play on the video coverage. You'll do the same, and we'll be in sync for the day's action. So without any further ado, I will start the countdown and get us going. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Grand Sumo Archive Basho. Day 13. We're in the final 5th of the Basho, the last 3 days. And for today, there is a special visitor. Here on the screen, you see Tokitsukaze Oyakata, the former Futabayama, several of the eldership, the senior eldership of the Sumo Association, and the top Dikishi, the top Gyoji as well. All the top men of sumo are here at the front to greet today's special guest, the Emperor of Japan, formally known as Emperor Showa, the namesake of the era, the Showa era, which we're currently in. He's known to the outside world to the west as Hirohito. So Emperor Hirohito is coming. Been pulling up here in the car. Tenran Zumo, as it's known when the Emperor comes to watch sumo, is a special event. It has been for a long period of sumo's history. The endorsement of the Emperor, and at one time the Crown Prince, has for a long time solidified the legitimacy of sumo as Japanese cultural inheritance. It was the intervention of the Prince Regent, I think back in the Meiji era, or the Meiji Restoration, that allowed the Dikishi to keep their top knots. So the Emperor is very central to sumo. Here he is, tailing Tokitsukaze Oyakata. Of course, since he is the Emperor, he'll be chaperoned by one of, if not the top men in sumo. Here come all the Dikishi. Gotta move in for the day's action. Yes, it's a special event, Tenran Zumo. There's all the audience, everyone in attendance is standing up and facing the special box where the Emperor seats. Of course, there is a specially built box in the bleachers here for the Emperor. Purpose-built. Here it is. Special seats for a special guest, Emperor Hirohito, with Tokitsukaze Oyakata right behind him to provide commentary. Special day at the sumo, or I should say at the sumo tournament. Sumo is not a term for a basho. First up, it's Kitanokuni Shinyumaku up against Kane no Hana. It's their first time meeting. A little bit of a kachiage from Kitanokuni, but it doesn't quite work. Tsupari from Kane no Hana sends Kitanokuni to the edge and out. That looks like, to me, like a tsukidashi. Thrust out from Kane no Hana. No losing record today. He moves to his 6th win. Kitanokuni, meanwhile, moves to his 7th loss. For either of these Dikishi, one more loss is a Makekoshi losing record. And this far down the Banzuke, they can't really afford too much error. Here is the former Ozeki Wakahaguro. He's up against Tamanoshima. This is their first time meeting. Tamanoshima is in only his 2nd top division basho. Ooh, Wakahaguro lagging there on the tachi-ai. He should want to keep Tamanoshima off his belt. Tamanoshima, he'll want to get a grip quick. Once again, can't quite get in sync. We'll try for a 3rd time. And they're off. Wakahaguro pushing. Tamanoshima's got the shallow left of the belt, but that grip is broken. Now Wakahaguro works inside, uses his belly to his advantage, and shoves out Tamanoshima Yorikiri. That's the 6th win for Wakahaguro, and the 6th loss for Tamanoshima. Still a chance for Wakahaguro to save himself, get that winning record. He's just barely above the cutoff line for this division, so A couple losses could mean losing his top division status, and that might just mean the end of his career on the whole. Well, now it's Fusanishiki, 6-6 even, up against Wakanaruto. A loss today would be his Makekoshi. Thankfully for him, it's a 2-0 head-to-head in his favor. So the odds are with Wakanaruto. Fusanishiki has the higher total rank experience. Fusanishiki's in deep with the right, but he's not quite a belt fighter. Wakanaruto is a belt fighter, and with a nice lift, back-bending effort, Wakanaruto wins out. Tsuridashi, lift out. Well, pretty slick stuff from Wakanaruto. I don't really think of him as a lifting specialist, but certainly against a pusher thruster like Fusanishiki, why not give it a shot? That's Wakanaruto's 6th win, Fusanishiki's 7th loss. Here's Kainoyama. A win today would be his Kachikoshi. His opponent Wakatenryu. One more loss is a losing record. It's a 4-1 head-to-head in Kainoyama's favor. Russian crossline is Kainoyama. Wakatenryu dodges to the side, but Kainoyama is on the outside right now, trying to sync up that inside left. Couldn't quite get to it. Wakatenryu looks to be on the defense to me. Let's see if he can work his way to a proper grip. He's got the inside left, it looks like. Can he make anything with it? They're reminding each other. Kainoyama tries to bust in, but doesn't quite move him. Wakatenryu keeping a hand on the inside left there of Kainoyama. Doesn't want him to sync up his grip again. Or at all, I should say. I don't think he's gone the inside left yet in this match. Kainoyama, he's definitely been higher up the Banzuke. Definitely known for its technical ability. Tries for an inside foot sweep there. Doesn't quite kick off. Wakatenryu tries to return the favor. Neither one's really getting much going with the feet there. But in sumo, often if a technique doesn't come off the first time, just try it again and it might just work. So to keep an eye on our feet here for this match, Kainoyama. Well, now Wakatenryu gets the belt. That grip is shaken off. Kainoyama wants that inside left. Wakatenryu desperately protecting himself. Tries for a big swing. Doesn't go anywhere. Tries for an inside leg trip. Doesn't go anywhere. Kainoyama, I think, can match Wakatenryu pretty well move for move here. Almost that inside left. He's got it now. Kainoyama's in gear. It's Yotozumo. All 4 hands are on. Kainoyama moves in, looking desperate for Wakatenryu. Inside leg trip attempt from Wakatenryu, and that reverses the course of things. And yes, that is a Yorikiri from Wakatenryu. Well, that was a hard-fought match for this Hanakago Dikishi. I should say, he's from the Hanakago stable. Good stuff from Wakatenryu. Staves off Makekoshi, makes up his 6th win. Kainoyama, his 6th loss. Wakatenryu, I think, is pretty close to saving himself from threat of demotion, certainly. Here's Iwakaze up against Haguroyama. It's a 15-9 head-to-head in Haguroyama's favor. Haguroyama eager today, as he was yesterday. Iwakaze not in so much a rush here. Iwakaze should come out low. Haguroyama will get on the belt as quickly as possible. And they're off. Dodging a little bit to the side here is Iwakaze, a bit of a jump. Moving on to the shallow of Haguroyama's belt. Almost gets tossed off, but sticks with him. Breaks off Haguroyama's grip, keeps his hips back. Iwakaze is in form. Shakes off Haguroyama again and then follows it up with a big shove to the chest. Oshidashi. Good win for Iwakaze. Another dodge. We've seen him do that a couple times this boss show, but it never quite seems to come off the way he seems to want it to. In any event, Iwakaze picks up his 10th win, double digits. Maybe one or two more like that, and he could get a special prize for himself. Haguroyama, meanwhile, falls to his 8th loss. That is Makekoshi. He'll be sliding down the Banzuke. Just a matter now of seeing how far. Here's Hagurogawa, Haguroyama's stablemate, with a chance for Kachikoshi today up against Wakachichibu, who has a chance for a double-digit winning record. Even start, head bonking. Wakachichibu pulls back. Not a good move. Hagurogawa gets to the gut pumping and finishes Wakachichibu Yorikiri. That is the 8th win for Haguro Ogawa and his first Kachikoshi of 1964. First one this year, his first one under his ring name, his current ring name of Haguro Ogawa. He had changed it in the last Basho, I believe. He improved his record from the time before, but now he's really finally back in gear. His Kachikoshi looking good. Wakachichibu, meanwhile, I think his chances of winning this Basho are dashed. That's what that 4th loss. A little peek at the front row here. Just a reminder how close it is to the ring. Here's Kotozakura, bottom of this division, set to leave, but not before he gets a few more chances at improving his record up against Toyokuni, who is safe from a demotion despite also having a losing record. They begin thrusting. Toyokuni hits the throat. Kotozakura is backpedaling, and he backpedals to victory. Kotozakura brings down Toyokuni. I think they'll probably just call that for Hataki Komi, maybe Tsukiotoshi, slap down or thrust down. In either case, Kotozakura gets his 5th win. Toyokuni his 9th loss. Well, despite Kotozakura having a better record, he will be in Juryo in the next Basho. Toyokuni almost certainly will still be here in the top division, so goes to show what rank means. Here's Sawa Hikari. He's at his peak rank to date. Maegashira 4 is as high as he's ever been. He's up against Deiwan Ishiki, a veteran of this division, who's been Sekiwake before. The head-to-head is 1-1. It's even between these two. Sawa Hikari rushes across the line, gets the outside right. Deiwan Ishiki's trying to pierce in that left a bit, but not getting anywhere. Sawa Hikari, fast and furious, pumping in the gut, and finishes Deiwan Ishiki Yorikiri. Sawa Hikari picks up his 7th win. One more is Kachikoshi. Deiwan Ishiki, meanwhile, falls to his 7th loss. One more loss is Makekoshi. Yes, at this stage of the Basho, with only a couple of days left, everyone's getting sorted out. We'll see which direction all the Dikishi are going on the chart. Though there have been a few that have had their fate decided long since. Big winners and big losers all around. Here's Tochio Yama. Things could go either way for him. He's up against Aono Sato, one of our big losers, already with 9 losses, but still with a chance to save some face. It's a 1-0 head-to-head in Aono Sato's favor, but a very sharp charge from Tochio Yama moving to the side, and they both collapse. The Gyoji gives it to Aono Sato, and it looks like there will be no objection, so fast bout. Looks like neither was able to keep up the footwork. It moved too quickly. In any event, Aono Sato saves some face, picks up a 4th win. Tochio Yama in the danger zone moves to his 7th loss. One more loss is Makekoshi. Here's Tsurugamine. He's also in the danger zone. He's on his 7th loss up against Wakanami in pretty good shape, already 9-3. It's a 3-1 head-to-head in Wakanami's favor. Wakanami moves across the line, is inside left. Tsurugamine is inside left. Wakanami is pretty tight with his inside. I don't think Tsurugamine is going to be able to break in. Ew, and a nice backward pivot. Boy, Wakanami, look at that back. I mean, that is really powerful stuff. You saw he was essentially toppling backwards, but still managed to bring out Tsurugamine. Just goes to show with good core and back strength, you can overcome even a seemingly impossible situation like that. So Wakanami picks up his 10th win in a Wakanami fashion, flexing his very powerful back. Tsurugamine, meanwhile, that's his 8th loss, Makekoshi. I think he'll be sliding out of the Joi, the top clutch of Maegashira, back into a more winnable position. Shinpan coming in. The one on the center screen here, that's the former Shiono Umi. It's a strongman Ozeki for the Deiwan Umi stable. Back in the World War II post-war era. Active in the 40s. Been retired for a little while now. Alright, next up it's Tsunen Ishiki from the Deiwan Umi stable, where Shiono Umi is a coach now. He's up against Maedagawa, who only has 1 win. It's a 5-4 head-to-head in Maedagawa's favor. Maedagawa rushes across the line like a bullet, but is just as quickly pulled down by Tsunen Ishiki, who read that one pretty easily. So Tsunen Ishiki picks up his 5th win relatively easily. Maedagawa falls to his 12th loss a little too easily. How he beat Taiho, I guess might remain a mystery for some time. Sometimes in sumo, the action moves so quickly, you just kind of catch a break here and there. Well, here's Kitano Fuji, Tsuni Nishiki's stablemate, up against Myo Budani. They have an even head-to-head. They've only met twice. Each has won once. Kitano Fuji, not quite the typical hard charge. He moves to the side a little bit. Breaks in for a double inside. And, ooh, a little bit of a careless footwork by Kitano Fuji on the edge here, but it looks like the Gyoji gave it to him and there's no objection. So despite almost being swung to the side, Kitano Fuji just manages to crush out Myo Budani, picks up his 9th win. Myo Budani, meanwhile, that's his 8th loss. That's Makekoshi. He'll be sliding down the Banzuke. Kitano Fuji, I think one more win or two, and he should be comfortably ranked back in Sanyaku. Maybe he can take another stab at Komusubi. Maybe he can even advance to Sekiwake for the first time. Very talented young man. Another peek at the front row here. There's the former Nayo Roiwa, one of our Shinpan. And here's Ogino Hana up against Wakano Kuni. Both these Dikishi already have 9 losses. But it is a 5-2 head-to-head in Ogino Hana's favor. Some Tsupari from Wakano Kuni to start things off, but Ogino Hana isn't moving backwards. He keeps moving forwards. Good Dayashi here, returning some thrusting to Wakano Kuni. Wakano Kuni tries to move onto the belt, and then he moves onto the arm. Ogino Hana keeps moving forward. They're belly to belly now. Ogino Hana definitely looking a bit stronger here. And is just about to finish things. Oh, but a thrust over. And I think that does it. Puts things in Wakano Kuni's win. And it is so. Tsuki Otoshi, thrust down win for Wakano Kuni. Despite being definitely on the receiving end of a lot of the aggression in this bout. Recovers there. Just goes to show in sumo, you can't get careless even when your opponent's just about to leave the ring. Ogino Hana, he picks up his 10th win, or a 10th loss, rather. So he'll drop down the Banzuke some ways. Wakano Kuni will be in a different division next Basho. On to a couple more Dikishi with losing records. Here's Daigo. He's already got 10 losses, a newlywed, not in great form. Up against Kairyu Yama, who's making his debut at the Sekiwake rank, but has not managed a winning record. It's an 8-3 head-to-head in Daigo's favor. Kairyu Yama rushes across the line. He's got the outside left. Daigo, I think he's got the inside right now. The other arms are locked up. Kairyu Yama wants that inside right. Daigo's playing it defensively. Kairyu Yama busts in, uses his gut. Daigo sidesteps them back into the middle here. It looks like the senior Sekiwake is playing it pretty defensively. Kairyu Yama looks a little hungrier for the win. Well, it's a stalemate in the meantime. They're feeling each other out. Oh, Daigo protecting his belt, keeping Kairyu Yama's inside right from getting too far. But it's only a matter of time before they have to break a little closer together. Kairyu Yama moves in, outside leg trip, but it's reversed on him. Daigo tosses down his junior Sekiwake and picks up his 3rd win. I'm not really sure what they would call that Kimarite-wise, but if it's an inside leg trip, it's an Uchigake generally. Though sometimes these reversals, these leg grabs, I don't always know. In any event, sharp work from Daigo. Shows he hasn't been at this rank for so long for no reason. Kairyu Yama, meanwhile, picks up his 9th loss. He'll definitely be down in the Maegashira next Basho. Here's Wakamiyama. He'll be in the Maegashira next Basho too. He's already got his losing record at his Komusubi debut. But he has a chance for glory here against Ozeki Toshihikari. They've only met once to date, and that actually went the way of Wakamiyama. Certainly the much heavier of the two. A bit younger as well. And he's ready. Head bonking start. Toshihikari closes the distance. Tries to keep Wakamiyama from getting inside, shoving and parrying. Wakamiyama desperate for a grip here, but can't get anything going. Toshihikari pulls away again. Shoves into the armpit, and from the rear pushes out Wakamiyama. Okuridashi. Rear push out. That's the 9th loss for Wakamiyama, and the 10th win for Toshihikari. Double digits for Kasugano's Soul Ozeki. Wasn't too long ago, he and Tochinomi were sharing the rank for their stable. In any event, Tochikari gets a nice little stack of prize money there. Looking solid. Wakamiyama, good learning experience here at Komusubi. He'll be back soon enough, no doubt. Now it's Kyokuni. 6-6, things could go either way for him. His opponent is Ozeki Saranoyama, who yesterday got a Fusensho, a freebie win over the absent Kashiwado. So this is his first fight in a couple days. Should be looking to restore some dignity, make for double digits. And a hard charge from Saranoyama, some Tsupari, but Kyokuni returns the favor. Kyokuni's surging forward. Saranoyama stops him up, tries to worm his way inside for a grip. Hit underneath the armpit. Oh, Kyokuni's in trouble, and it's Yorikiri victory for Saranoyama. Well, it didn't exactly overwhelm the younger Tikishi, but Saranoyama still manages a nice victory. Picks up his 9th win. Good chance for double digits if he can just get one more. He's looking for something, anything, to solidify his stance as Ozeki. He's been disappointing a little bit this year. A couple of 9-win records. Not exactly ideal for someone at his rank. Kyokuni, his 7th loss means one more is Makekoshi. He'll have to dig deep to save himself for the next couple days. Here's Shin Komusubi Hirokawa, brand new to Sanyaku, up against Ozeki Yutakayama, who, believe it or not, still has not gotten his Kachikoshi. But a win today would seal the deal. He managed to upset Taiho yesterday, so he should be feeling pretty good about himself, very confident coming into today. The head-to-head is 6-2 in Yutakayama's favor. Hard charge from Hirokawa. His feet almost get away from him, but he's keeping the distance, pushing and thrusting in. But now that they're chest-to-chest, it's all Yutakayama. He finishes things Yorikiri with, I would say, relative ease. Yutakayama, that's his Kachikoshi. Finally, his 8th win. If he can stay clean for the next 2 days, then that'll be double digits. But nothing to get too excited about. 5 losses already at this stage. Not exactly a stellar performance from Yutakayama, but he can at least say that he beat Taiho. And got a winning record, so not too much to complain about. In the end, here's Toshinomi. He's the sole leader at this point. Only 1 loss. At this rate, if he stays clean, he could even finish up the championship early. We'll see. For today, he's got Fujinishiki, who, with a loss today, would register a Makekoshi. So he's got plenty of reason to fight hard. The head-to-head is 11-4 in Tochinomi's favor. He's very sharp, very fast off the tachiai. If he can get his grip quickly, he should be able to finish Fujinishiki with relative ease. Not on the belt yet. Fujinishiki's keeping his grip off, but under the armpits is Tochinomi. Now they're on the belt, and an Uwatenage overarm swing from Tochinomi sends Fujinishiki to his 8th loss. That's Makekoshi for Takasago Stable's pusher thruster. The other pusher thruster, I should say, Maedagawa, Fujinishiki, both for Takasago, both stout pushers. Fujinishiki being the little heavier of the two. Tochinomi picks up his 12th win. He only needs 1 more at this point to seal the championship. The closest Dikishi to him, I have 3 losses already, like Taiho here and his opponent Kitabayama. Whoever loses today will be knocked off the chance for a Yusho. But it's pretty slim chance for anyone that isn't Tochinomi at this point. These two have had 25 meetings, and 16 of them have gone the way of Taiho. Odds on the Yokozuna, though he has been not looking his absolute best. This Basho took kind of a not very appealing loss yesterday. Awkward start for Taiho. Tries to work his way into a grip, using his superior size over Kitabayama to his advantage. He's got the inside right. So does Kitabayama. Grip change from Taiho puts him inside left and outside right. Same for Kitabayama. It's Yotsuzumo, all 4 hands on. Taiho not exactly in a rush here, it seems. These are both very competent belt fighters. They're where they want to be. Though Kitabayama, I think, would prefer to play this a little bit more open. Kitabayama moves in, but Taiho surges forward, drops his hips, but unfortunately cannot finish things. Kitabayama twists to the side and thrusts down Taiho. What is going on with the Yokozuna? Clearly something is bothering Taiho, something is keeping him from his best. That is his 4th loss this Basho. Kitabayama picks up his 10th win. Well, it's safe to say the senior Yokozuna, Taiho, something is off with him. The last 2 Basho he competed in, he finished 15-0, perfect victories, and now he's already picked up his 4th loss. Definitely a dip in quality. But, with sumo, it all depends on how they're feeling on the day, and clearly Taiho is not feeling his best. We'll see what happens. Thank you for joining me.